Hey everyone, Colbert here, and today we're in Darth Matter's account. We're doing an account takeover, of course. He's having difficulties with the Arbiter missions, and he told me, Colbert, can you help out? Can you do an account takeover for me? I said, sure, man. Let's check your account out. So he is. He's like 32 missions away from getting that Arbiter, and of course the biggest obstacle is going to be getting those dungeons at 20 to do them on auto. So it's going to be ice columns. 20 on auto. He's currently doing it on manual. The same thing is going to be for Spider. From what he told me he can do 18 on auto, but 20 he can't do it on auto. He can only do it on manual. Dragon, he can do it on auto, but that's slow. And then Fire Knight, he's stuck at 17, so he's gonna need to beat 18, 19 and 20. And of course he told me also to take a look if I have the chance for his clan boss team. He's currently doing about 10 million on Nightmares, so if we can improve that those keys on Nightmares. So okay, he's a bit over 10 million actually. 27 divided by 2, about 14 million per key. This is reasonable, but I'm not sure. He's got so many champions, he should be able to get a bit more. So we'll see if we can actually do. Our focus will be mostly to do dungeons first, and then if we can, we'll do the clan boss, because dungeons are more important. The clan boss, he can just get more keys to get Arbiter. He doesn't really need the improvement there. But the mission here is get the dungeons to 20. So let's get over and just have a look on his champions. He's got a Xavier right here. That's great. Let me see, of course, the Great Hole first. Let me see the Great Hole first before we get on to the champions. His Great Hole is okay. Yeah, the win-loss is too low, man. You need to get that a bit high. So focusing on your teams, getting those teams ready. To farm gold 4, you don't need to be here on gold 4. You can just stay at 2,900. Don't farm it here. It's not the best tactic, man. The best tactic is 2,900. Just have one single defense there and just keep farming those arena tokens. So anyway, let's look at this. We've got a Xavier here. She's got quite a bit of accuracy. That's nice. Critical damage is a bit low, but it's okay. Her overall stats about 4,000 attack. Yeah, that might need some help. Of course, for the dungeon, speed is also very important. Let's look at Razin. Yeah, Razin will definitely need some work if he's gonna use him on the clan boss. But of course, he's definitely gonna need the gear. Let's see, do we have any gear? Yeah, he's got some gear. He's got speed, accuracy, lifesteal. Yeah, we should be able to sort of find 5 pieces of gear for him. 4 pieces of lifesteal. Cillian the Lucky. I've never used Cillian the Lucky. Good thing he doesn't have him maxed out. But let's go back. Yeah, he's got a Rotos. Rotos is crazy good, but of course the sets here are not optimal. I see his stats are overall very, very low. Yeah, masteries are okay. We have a Roche card right here. Roche card is good, but of course definitely needs some improvement, possibly. His speed is okay, 256. I mean, you can definitely use this. What else? We've got a Prince Kymar, which is great for the dungeons. We've got a Golden Reaper here. We've got quite a few champions to work with. If we go and look at this, quite a few champions to work with, but I think gearing is the most important. I see this Cold Heart is geared almost correctly. This one as well. She definitely needs a bit more accuracy. And let's see. You also have a Sepulcher here. Maybe we can use her. Stag Knight, it's very important for Stag Knight. Okay, we need to set him up, I think. Yeah, he definitely needs masteries. So he told me, yeah, I can use the gems for masteries. Maybe we can also use the books. Let's see how many books we have. And overall, I think the important thing here is to build a good team enough for Fire Knight to get it at 20. The other dungeons are at 20, but they need to be on auto. So that's just possibly just using the same team, but with a bit better gear. But Fire Knight is going to be all about the 3 hitters. I think Xavier is going to help here with the nuke. Like, she also has an A1 that's a 3 hitting A1, but she also helps with the nuke, which is this one. Yeah, she'll definitely help out. We also have a Seer here. I'm not sure if she's geared correctly. She's not really geared correctly here. She definitely needs a bit more critical damage. but he might not have the gear. Tyrell is built, which is great. He's got a bit of too high speed in my opinion, but it's fine for the dungeons. At least we can use him in the Fire Knight, although he's weak affinity, we can still use him. Stagger Knight we can definitely use in the Fire Knight. We also have a Skull Crown who's not built, although she has masteries. Let's start working on this account and see where we can go, and I'll show you the improved characters after this, so we can like actually showcase how much of a difference gearing makes in beating the dungeons and making an auto team instead of having just a manual team. So let's get on with the gearing. Okay guys, we're back to Darth Matters account. We just finished the takeover. It was quite a difficult takeover in the sense of the dungeons 20, and the reason was, guys, because in this account Darth Matter didn't have so much gear saved up. He had a ton of gear in terms of attack. He had some speed gear, but I mean all this speed gear, if it doesn't really have a substat, a speed substat, it doesn't really help out. And the reason is that you don't want to have speed set gear with no speed substat. So yeah, I was having difficulties going through all his gear and trying to find something good, especially like speed boots. It was very difficult to get speed boots, and I didn't really want to level up his gear that was 4-star. He has some 4-star gear here, so I didn't want to level up those. It's just a waste of silver in my opinion. So once you can farm Dragon 20 quite fast, then you can just go in there 1000 2000 energy, use all that and get as much gear as possible. So I'm going to show you what I did. Basically, he wanted me to take over the dungeons and possibly the clan boss if I had enough time and silver left. I didn't really, so 16 million silver. Now we have one left, 1 million. You can't really get a clan boss team going with that. So here guys, we went to the ice golems. We finally beat ice golems on auto, and we use this team basically. Here guys, we're using rotos and Stag Knight. Stag Knight is so important in there. Actually, you don't even need the Royal Guard in there. Instead, what did I use instead of Royal Guard? I think I used Rosh Card. He's very good for protecting the team. He provides that utility to survive basically against the boss's AoE, so that's great. I'm not gonna take you guys through the run. So this was the team I actually used. I didn't use Royal Guard. I tried it with Royal Guard and it still worked, but it was much slower because everyone else died basically, and just Rotos cleaned up in the end. The boss was low, everyone else died, and yeah. But the best team is this one. This is the one that you can do on auto. Let's look over in his spider run. Okay, the spider run, guys. Again, I made this team to work on auto. It didn't work before on auto because of how Prince Kymar works. Had to totally remove any speed from Kymar to make him half the speed of Coldheart right here. I'm gonna show you all the gear that I changed on the characters right after I finished going through the dungeons, guys. This is how this team works. So Kymar has to reset the cooldowns of everyone here. So we're gonna go in and I'll show you what happens. So basically, Coldheart goes first. That's great. Then Royal Guard goes after Tyrell, who applies the defense down. See, we didn't even get a crit there, so it might be a loss actually here. So we'll see. We reset the cooldowns. That's cool. Defense down again. Royal Guard here with a good crit. Other one here. Maybe Coldheart can do this if she can survive actually, guys. If she can get a turn now. Yeah, she does. Okay, that was a bit lucky, but this is how it works. I actually got the best time, 25 seconds with this kind of team. It works on auto, that's fine, and even it's gonna work even better once you get more gear on these champions. So for example, the Coldheart has very low critical damage, like 190 I think, with masteries. So the Royal Guards, they didn't change much, but they still need more critical rate, for example, so they get crits. We saw in there when I went in there, we didn't manage to get a crit on one of the Royal Guards, and it might actually make you lose a run. I don't know, if you run like 100 runs, you might lose a couple of runs there if you don't crit. So next up was the dragons. He actually could farm dragons. His time was 2 minutes I think, and that was his fastest time. I'm not sure if that was on auto, but still he told me if I could speed up his team on on Dragon 20. So we're gonna go in the Dragon 20 now. So guys, for the Dragon run, we're gonna go in right now, and I'll explain what happens basically with this kind of setup with Tyrell and the Seer setup. So Tyrell goes in with AoE defense down. Hopefully Seer there actually clears the whole thing, but once we get more gear, she's gonna clear the whole thing. So did we get a reset? There we go. We go straight to the boss. Everyone's alive, everyone's healthy. We even have the shield buff there, so we kind of get protected a bit. We don't have the karma burn, so we're gonna have some protection until she actually removes it. So the boss attacks, we still have that shield set buff, so that's great. We clear the debuffs. Karma burn doesn't really do much damage there. 2,200 and 2,000. No. 229,000. Yeah, and the poisons here, that this is why basically we have Frozen Banshee, guys. We need her to kill the boss basically, because the karma burn is not gonna do. The Seer is gonna take you to the boss, but once you reach the boss, basically you need something with a ton of poisons. I did try Zavia, but the Zavia doesn't really cut it there. She just basically explodes the poisons too soon, so she doesn't take the boss down very fast. So the boss is gonna go down 113. Actually, we did get a much faster time this time. This is a very good time considering the gear. This can actually be even faster, but I'm really happy with this time that we got. We got some Avenging set boots, speed boots, 5-star. These are gonna work. So yeah, this is for Dragon. So we went through Ice Golems, Spider, Dragon, and the final was Fire Knight, and this was the most difficult one. He was stuck at 18, guys. So we did 18, 19, and 20. And 20, this was very difficult. Actually 19, I had to do it on manual. It took me 13 minutes and 25. As you see here, it was so difficult because I had difficulty keeping the Cold Heart alive. So this is my team in the end for Fire Knight 20. So I have Apothecary there for the lead. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but the basic idea here is, like I was saying on stream, is like protect the baby, and the baby is the Cold Heart. So we need the Cold Heart to kill the Fire Knight. If the Cold Heart dies at any time, then basically this run is over. There is a chance for this run to fail because of the gear that the champions have. They're very squishy. Even Razin is very squishy because he has an accuracy chest. That's the only way I can make him go to 200 accuracy, but still we managed to do it on auto. It does 5 minutes 30, but still you can put this on an auto click here, do the run 10 times, and that's it. You get your Arbiter, and that's great. I mean, what else do you need? Just do that until you get better gear, but the main focus here would be the Dragon's Lair. Another thing I want to see always when I get into an account is the Great Hall, and man, you should really work on your Great Hall. Drop from 3,400, go to 2,900 and farm that. That's the best way to improve your stats. You're also gonna need the level 10 for Arbiter, so you need to farm that as well. So yeah, that's it. So let's go and see what I actually did on the champion. So I had to remove some gear from Zavia. I didn't really use Zavia too much. I tried to use her, but I don't know, she definitely needs way more gear than this. Like 100% critical damage is not gonna cut it, guys. Even with 74% critical rate, it's not gonna cut it. 3.5k attack, so you need better gear. So for Razin, I went for a lifesteal set there. That's good, but still his defense is a bit low. Like imagine his defense is at 3.3 with an accuracy chest, so this might actually work for the clan boss. So yeah, that's good. His masteries are good as well. Rotos, I changed up his gear a bit. I took him a bit more damage wise instead of health wise. He had him more tanky, so I took Rotos to 31,000 health, 162 speed, 95% crit, 162 critical damage. That's great. He's great now for the ice golems. He helps a ton in there, and it basically makes him very usable in the dungeons as well as the arena. I didn't touch Roshkard. He's great with a ton of speed. Prince Kaimar actually had to cripple him. That's the only way the spider setup works, guys. 103 speed, and you need your Cold Heart to do double that speed. So she uses A2 once, and then on her second turn before Kaimar, she's gonna use A3. And the only way that she does it before Kaimar resets is if she has double the speed, so 206 speed and higher. So that was the idea here. Is I basically crippled Kaimar. I'm sorry, mate. but that's the only way it worked. The AI doesn't work another way. I couldn't make the AI work differently, and this is how it works. Golden Reaper I didn't touch, Skull Crown didn't touch, Seer of course. Guys, I went for Seer, 100% critical rate, 196 critical damage. This is great, but still needs a ton of work, and she needs to be slower than Mausoleum Mage, so 156 speed. I didn't touch the attack, but critical damage is what she needs for her to clear the waves. And of course, once she can clear the waves, yeah, that's the whole thing. The only thing you need for Dragon 20. Mausoleum Mage, I actually changed his gear completely, so I put in a shield set in there and left, I think, the Immortal set. And the reason being, guys, is he needs the shield set, and when there's enough buffs in the team, then Seer will understand and not use her buffing skill. So that's why she uses A3 first. If I had her faster like she was before she had like 220 speed, and she wouldn't use that karma burn. So now it's way better. Sepulcher, actually I had to remove so much gear off her. And then yeah, I didn't touch any of the other champions, and of course I also geared up Stag Knight. I totally geared him up, and I didn't level up any of his skills because no books. But see that this is the setup that I went for War Master and a ton of support here for him to have more chance to land the attack down and defense down. And he's a great supporting champion. He deserves books if you can afford them. But of course, Tyrell also does almost the same job. He doesn't apply AoE defense attack down, but he applies only AoE defense down. So next up for the Cold Hearts, guys, we actually have two different Cold Hearts, two totally different Cold Hearts. So you guys might want to watch this. So totally different Cold Hearts. One is for the Spider. This one is for the Spider. So here she is, 211 speed. She's double the speed of Kaimar. Remember, Kaimar is 103. So she's 85% critical rate, 154 critical damage. That's very low for a Cold Heart, but it works for us. Ideally, you would reduce your critical rate and increase your critical damage, but with the gear that I had to play with, this is where I went. So 211 speed, 250 accuracy, 154 critical damage. That's great, and she works just fine for the clan boss. Didn't touch any of the masteries. So what I went for is accuracy chest. Possibly you can go for an HP chest, but this chest has a ton of speed, so this is why I kept it. And the same thing for the banner, it has a ton of speed, so this is why I kept it. So we also have some speed boots here, so basically looking for a ton of speed. Ton of speed helps me just go much faster than Kaimar. And now we go for the Cold Heart, the baby for the Fire Knight. Protect the baby combo. So here, guys, because I didn't have any banner, that was very difficult for me with no second accuracy banner. So I used this one, an attack banner, which basically meant I had to use the accuracy set. So 2 accuracy sets made very difficult my choices for gearing up the Cold Heart. I used whatever I had with some speed. So the speed is low, 169, 66% critical rate, and 145 critical damage. Important thing here is to keep the accuracy at a good amount. I didn't need 200 here. You need it. You basically need 200 when you do the Fire Knight 20. But here, because we also had Stag Knight in the team, he benefits Cold Heart when she gets resisted. He gives her a buff that basically boosts her accuracy. So I could drop this a little bit more and be still fine if I get the first resist. Once I get the first resist, then it's fine. But overall, I try to get as much health as possible, guys. Even with 1400 defense, getting a bit more health with a health chest basically helped me survive some of the hits, some of the unlucky hits that would make my Cold Heart almost die. And because I also used Roche card with her, he protected her. So the final change to the account, guys, was Apothecary. He used to have Immortal set and a Lifesteal set, so I went total speed, 100% speed, guys. So this was the takeover, guys. I really helped the guy out, Dark Matter, with his account. Completing all the missions now is just a matter of time. Getting through all these. Stage 15, 17, and 20 is gonna be easy with those. Just use those teams, man. You don't need anything else. The clan boss, of course, is just gonna take you a bit more keys to use. So you're gonna get all these gems. You can use those, of course, to just refresh your keys and use those keys to do the final clan mission. And if you get lucky, maybe we do a maintenance and you get some 1 or 2 keys from Plarium. So thanks a lot guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and of course I'll see you in the next one. See ya guys.